It is TexAgs Rewind here on a Thursday. Got the fan show in the house, guys. Thank you. You guys did it last week. This is your first time on YouTube?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Intentionally, yes.
Intentionally, yeah. Are you a big fan of the YouTube music?
Oh, that is my go-to.
Yeah, it's absolutely a go-to. Hey, so we had a fun show today. These guys are in here being fun, getting ready, and we'll talk a little bit about what we had on the program. But Stephen McGee with That's Bullcrap, always bringing the heat on the show. We're all talking about Haynes King and his debut. He's going to be great, right? We're expect great.
Good.
Hey,
very good.
Before we go into the video, do you guys want him to have experiment a little bit, show a lot, or be conservative? Real quick.
Let me see it.
Let me see it.
Whatever he's comfortable with.
Conservative. Jim he'll keep the reins on this week.
I want to see him go deep. I want to see some deep balls without a doubt. All right, and Aaron Torres is also on the show. And as I mentioned, these jokers here on TexAgs Rewind.
Well, I'm not sure who the bullcrap is on this week, but Bishop Sycamore High School, it's hilarious. I'm going to be quite frank. I think it really falls ultimately on ESPN and their marketing group. But if you haven't seen it, go out there and read the articles on Bishop Sycamore. We had a person come in our office yesterday, mention it to me, and I'm in tears laughing. I think it's great. They've essentially doped ESPN into thinking that they're a legitimate high school program, and they scheduled them against IMG Academy, and they said they had 5, 6, 7, 8 college Division I recruits, and yet on air you can hear the guy say, man, I don't have this guy in my database. And then you find out later that this place does not exist. There is no school, there is no building, there are no recruits. It's just a fabricated team to line up against IMG. That's a roster full of JUCO dropouts. And I mean, the guys aren't necessarily 18 and younger. They're some guys as old as 21, if I'm not mistaken, but it's hilarious. I love it. It's amazing that these things can happen in 2021, but there you go. That's my bullcrap.
Yeah, my bullcrap follows that because I'm calling bullcrap on this former ESPN president, John Skipper, who said he didn't fault ESPN. And his analogy was, if you can't ask Walmart to know what's going on in every store, but it's not like you have 1,000 games,
right?
And couldn't you? They apparently were having a Zoom meeting, and Bishop Sycamore, opted out. Couldn't do the Zoom. I'm like, wait a minute, you're getting on ESPN, but you can't make the meeting. Wouldn't that be a red flag that maybe? Plus, Bishop Sycamore. I lived in Dallas. You have Bishop Lynch, you have Bishop Dunn. They're always named after these bishops, right?
Right.
Who do you know whose last name's Sycamore?
Oh, he's awesome. So, Stephen, I two-part question for you, and it goes to our topic of the day. Who are you most excited to see play on Saturday? And I want to go beyond the quarterback, but let's start off with the quarterback and Haynes King. Just what kind of leash do the Aggies, you think, give him?
I think it's a really long leash. I'm excited to see the difference in persona of Haynes King. I want to see those intangibles as a fan. I want to feel his presence on the field, if that makes sense. I want to see the fire that I've heard about. I want to see the compete that I've heard about from all the coaches and why they rave about him and why they think he is so special. Not just, he can run really fast and he's got great touch on the deep ball and he's a coach's kid. He's smart. He understands. That's going to become visible, but there's a lot of guys that can do that. The really difference between a good quarterback and a great quarterback is just that, you just feel it, right? And I hope that that's what we sense on Saturday at some point during that game. I want him to get off to a great start so that he builds up the confidence, the team builds up confidence as they start to get into tougher and tougher games.
Games on. How do you consume all your games on a Saturday?
Yeah, that's basically my setup is I'm at the house now. Listen, I'm going to say something very controversial right now, okay? When I'm at the house, I actually prefer to have one TV and try to toggle between 2 or 3 games because I think with football, with the break in the action, and I know some teams play faster now than they have, I think you can consume a lot. I am not, as crazy as it sounds, I'm not a big 3-monitor kind of guy at the house because I feel like it's kind of like, the old saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. that's kind of what I feel like with the TVs. If I got 4 TVs going, am I really paying attention to any of them? And maybe there's a better setup. But yeah, early in the day, I will, early in the day, I'll kind of try to toggle between the 2 or 3 biggest games. I'll probably DVR a game that I know I'm not going to be able to watch live. That A&M game will probably be a good one for me to DVR to kind of just see what Haynes King does. And then I go in the studio and we'll be on air at 10 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll be on kind of, in the heart of that Clemson game. I'll probably go to the studio a little early so I don't miss a down of that game. And then, Fox Sports Radio, 600 stations, full reaction to everything that is going on. Once I get to the studio, we will have 3 or 4 monitors on, and I will be following that Clemson-Georgia game closely, LSU-UCLA, which is ironically literally 10 minutes from where I live. I won't be able to go because I'm going to be doing radio. But LSU, UCLA, obviously the A&M game, and whatever else is on. And then, by the way, David, let's never forget, we get Pac-12 After Dark this year. I mean, last year, right. Arnie Spanier and I, who were on the air, never forget the Pac-12 didn't come back until November. And so you prayed for a BYU game on a Saturday night because if there was no BYU, there was no West Coast football. So it's really fun. And, we have multiple monitors, and I'll be on air at 7. We'll have all the big games on. And we'll be reacting, and I know it's really fun being at the stadium, but it's also really fun, one, having those TVs on, like you said, those 3-4 monitors, and then 2, kind of being the first people to get to react to the big stories of the day, whatever they end up being on Saturday.
And I'm excited just to see what it looks like. I'll be there, right? But just afterwards, when we see the highlights on ESPN and we see it on the SEC network and we talk about it, we're going to, again, 20 years later, be a part of it. And let's not forget what the last year has been like, right? We've had COVID, Afghanistan. We've had all these. This is a chance for all of us to come together.
I agree. And just the visual, right? 20 years ago, no south end zone. Mm-hmm. These corners weren't filled in. It's going to be a spectacular photo op. First of all.
That was kind of my thought. And we're playing Kent State, right? So Kent State, not right. So Kent State, correct? Yeah. So there's not going to be a lot of eyes on this game, and that's okay. Aggies will be watching it. The 200 alumni from Kent State, I guess, whatever. But the pictures of Kyle Field, they will cut to that in every game. This is an opportunity for us, again, like you said, to show really who we are. And for those who want to poo-poo on the idea about it, my message is not safe for radio. So I'm glad Hunter got to carry that torch, because like you said, this is, first of all, it's more than just about you. And this is about us. This is about America. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think it's going to be completely stunning, like you said, with the south end zone now and the corners filled in. I think it's going to be unreal.
All right, thank you so much. You watched last week. I know this. So what are you supposed to do at the end of the video, Hunter?
I don't know. Maybe I was just listening by now.
You're supposed to subscribe, share, like, and comment.
Look at that.
I am subscribed. Yeah, see, I must have listened because I subscribed instantly.
All right, so do me a favor. You guys all were part of the video. Comment. Say here or something like that. Can we do that?
Got it.
Sure.
I'll do it.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you.